Hi, my beauty squad. So today we are reviewing the Nomad Cosmetics limited edition color palette. This is the, what is it called? Census Village inspired palette. So I was not going to get this because I was watching a couple of reviews and I watched Angelina's, and I really do love her, and I love how honest she is and upfront about the whole everything and anything. Like, she doesn't sugarcoat anything, even if it's PR or what have you. She tells you how she feels, and she said she wasn't really feeling the shimmers in this palette. So I was like, okay, you know, maybe I'll skip on that one. And she recommended getting this one. So when this launched, I actually went in and grabbed this palette because I hadn't had it. And I didn't even realize I hadn't had it because I haven't had it, because I have quite a few of Nomad Cosmetics and I love them. I love their formula. I love what they stand for. Like, I received PR from them before. I do have a discount code. It is Jessica 10. I will drop it up in here. But, like, they're amazing. Amazing. I just did a look on this, my yesterday video, my Thursday collab. I did a look using those greens right there, that shade, and that shimmer blue, and this formula is absolutely to die for. But looking at it, because she was like, it's kind of a similar story, but it's not. So this is the new palette. It does have similar shades, but not totally different. The only thing I have to say, I have swatched this palette a couple of times, and the shimmers are different. They're almost as if they were toppers and not shimmers to me. They're not opaque like there used to be. Like their shimmers, I don't want to say her because it's a couple's brand, but these, I have swatched them all the way down to where I took the end off. Like, and that's hard. Like, I try my hardest not to take away from the indentions, if you can tell. Like, these still have them. And I did a whole flipping look with this palette. So, yeah, I do try. But to get anything off of these shimmers, I really had to go in and kind of. So I'm going to swatch this for you, and I'm going to show you some of the shimmers out of this and why I say that. Now, the mattes in here perform like always. They're amazing, very pigmented, beautiful, bold pigment. The shimmers, I have an issue with. So there's 5 shimmers, and you see how I'm going in, and I'm like pressing. The only one I like is this one. Look how light those are. I don't know if they went in and changed up the formula to try something different, and I'm hoping it was a glitch, because those suck. Just to be real and honest about the situation. And again, I love Nomad Cosmetics. I recommend any of their other palettes out there. I highly recommend this palette. I highly recommend the fall palette that just came out. This palette right here, if it's still available. Like, I have so many of their palettes. I have a collection over there, and these are just ones that I gravitate to right this second, so I've got them in my station. But guys, these are, I don't know how they perform all the eyes, but they suck as swatches. Now the mattes, all day long, and that's barely swatching them. Like, even the white is more pigmented than the shimmers. And that's after I'm wiping it off. Look how gorgeous. Now let me show you the original formula. Barely going in. Barely touching the pans. Look at that. And some of those shades are white-ish. Like, this is like a yellowish white, but that's a white. Look at those compared to those. Like, what's going on, Nomad? Please go back to your regular formula. This is a affordable palette. It is, I want to say $29, and then you can use my discount code. I think it brings down to like $26. But I'm going to put it on my eyeballs, and I'm going to do side by side. And I want to try to kind of recreate a similar look. So I think I'm going to be using this and this shimmer, because I got 2 shimmers like that. And probably this green and gray. I've got a green and black on this side. So I want to do 2 similar looks for this and kind of see if it applies better. Like, it's got to apply better, right? Nomad has never let me down before. So I'm hoping they don't let me down today. And I'm just gonna lay that primer down nice and neat. I did not do my face just because I have I'm scared that I'm gonna have to like build good. When it comes to shimmers, it's not that easy because if they're not gonna work, they're just not gonna work. Now you can with a brush. The second layer of this, maybe it can work a little better. I don't know. I'm hoping for a miracle because of Swatches. Telltale all, and I've swatched this quite a few times, like too many times for me to sit here and feel comfortable saying I highly recommend this palette. And that kills me in my soul to say, because when I tell you I love a brand, I love this brand to the core. I absolutely adore this brand. It does ill me to say like this palette, the shippers suck. And with that EO, this is a 1520 EO 3. I got this I think at one box charm or something. I'm gonna go in with that gray shade first. Again, I don't think there's any issues with the mattes per se. So I'm gonna zoom y'all in so y'all can get a little closer look. I don't think they messed with the matte formula. Now I might have to go in and use the white in the shade, kind of blend this out because this is pretty dark and pigmented. I will be cutting that crease, so I'm not worried about the bottom part. So I'm gonna go over that white shade first, kind of buff this out just a tad. Very nice smoky look, if that's what you want to go for. Easy smoky look. Might just kind of leave it like this. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of that green and give it some little bit of life, just a tad. There's not a lot of colors in this palette to choose from when it comes to mattes. Like you can either do a green look, red look, red or green look. And I love it when a pan gives you that white and then like a black or dark gray, because you can darken up any shade, you can lighten up any shade. You kind of got a little bit of more flexibility with the shades in the palette when you have a light and dark matte. And just buff those edges out as much as possible. Sorry if y'all hear my youngest. Luna's always wide open. This brush, and I'm going to go in with the ski out, and that's like a black. And I'm going to barely tap it in because I want to use it as a gray. And the way I want to do that is I'm going to leave it as messy as possible. And I'm going to tap in with this white over here, the white Christmas shade, and buff it out. So I kind of get the same shade. Because I'm not really questioning the mattes. I'm not worried about the mattes. The mattes feel technically the same. It's these shimmers, guys, that got me worried. They got me worried. They really got me worried. So now that I have that on there, I'm going to tap in with that green over here, the bucket grape. It looks similar, very similar. Other than, you know, I haven't really buffed this one out like this. This one looks more airbrushed, of course. I'm going to go back in with that white and do the same concept at the top of these shades. Like I said, I love it whenever they put a white in a shade. And this is like a white, but it's like a muted white. So it doesn't like take away from the color itself. It's just really good blended shade. You know what I mean? Like you could do so much with that. Thank you. What more? It kind of give it that dimension like I did over here, and then I'll buff it out. just like so. And I'm just really just picking up any brush right this second. Okay, so now they're starting to look similar. Now I can go in and buff this out with that white once again. And just kind of moving it back and forth on the lid. Alright, so this is what we got going on. I'm going to clean up my lid real quick. I'm not even going to clean it up too much, just because, I mean, I'm just going to go in with the NYX glitter glue and try to get something out of this. Maybe going in with that NYX glitter glue will help save these shivers. I don't know. I want to go back in with a bucket. Great. And kind of give it a little bit more dimension. I'm just going to use the same shade because they are similar. This one is a little bit more hunter green, and this one is a little bit more like warm tone green. So it's not too bad. Like, you can't really tell unless you get super up close. Or if I didn't use that white and dark shade, you probably could tell. But yeah, I used those two to kind of mix the shades. I think they look very similar, to be honest. Just my perspective. I'm gonna go in with Fir Tree. That's the green in that palette. Just to get them a little bit more contrast, because it's not doing what I wanted to do right now. Should I technically, I don't really know what I want it to do. Why are you yelling? Stop it. I don't care, don't be yelling. I'm gonna put my baby up. I call these my babies. These are my babies. Felicity comes over and she gapes me for them. And I don't mind her playing with them, I just gotta keep them up. Because we done lost them. Let me just say, Kamari's not cheap. When I realized that that's what I wanted to do in my makeup area, because I wanted it to be a little bit more of me, like stuff I like other than just makeup. I realized that quick, like, where's my fluffy brush? So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go in with that white and just kind of airbrush the top of that again. All over both lids. Alright. Let's just do this because this is the time of the truth. I'm going to try my finger. I'm going to try a brush, and then I'm going to try a wet brush. So first of all, I've got to lay it. So I'm going to go with that green shade first. Okay, so that was really, really pretty on the lid, which I didn't have too much problems with this one. This one's not the one I'm really concerned about, but, ooh, that's gorgeous. I'm going to go with this blue because I want to see what this blue does on the lid. That's pretty on the lid too. It's not as pigmented as I want it. I think these shimmers would be gorgeous if you have color paint pots or like color-based primers. I think this would be gorgeous over like a blue or even like a pastel blue or even a purple because it has that purple shift in it. So let me try a brush with that blue first. Okay, so that brush picks it up a lot more promising than the swatches. So, okay. So it's not total fail. Could they have done better? Probably. I know they could have. Is it the worst formula I've ever tried? Hell no. No, 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 no. It's just not something that I'm expected by them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to be attacking my brand because I love my brand, but I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat nothing either. If you feel me, I'm not going to tell you, hey, run out and this is the best formula you've ever tried in your whole life. Type situation and lie to y'all, because at the end of the day, I'm here for y'all, not the brands. I'm here to turn y'all on to some amazing makeup, right? Right. So I'm gonna go in with that green shade with a brush. First of all, let me go in with this shade, Whistler, because that's the shade on this palette, so I can show y'all the difference. Okay, so these are like dual chrome toppers, because that is just really shiny, really gorgeous. It's like it's really opaque, more opaque on the lid. So let's just go with this brush, because I want to see what a brush does. It is taking a little bit more work than I normally get out of Nomad, that I have to do for Nomad, but I still think the finger application is better for that shade. Like, look at that. You don't have to really worry about it flaking off, because now we'll have shimmer. I think. Alright, so going in with that blue. I'm having to really dig into these pans. Let me show y'all. To get this payoff though. And you have to understand, with any brands, any brands, they're going to have trial and error. They're still learning. Like, it's just like with us as makeup artists, makeup lovers, whatever you want to call me, influencer. I'm gonna have trial and error. There's plenty of freaking times that I've gone in and did a look and hated how it came out, and that's with trial and error. This might be what they were going for, but it is taking a lot of work for this. Like, I've had to dig in these pans like no other. And I've never dug in any Nomad pans like I just did. And I'm just darkening up that V with that green. I'm just using the same green. Because again, like I said, I won't really worry about the mattes. Is it pretty? Yes. I just don't know what you're willing to do for a look. If you're willing to work just a tad harder, you're going to get payoff from it. And it's going to show. But it's going to take a little bit of effort. So just keep that in mind whenever you're going to go purchase this palette. And you go in and you kind of start off and you're like, what the fluck? Why ain't this coming out like I want it to? Because it's going to take a little bit. Try it with a paint base, because I think with a paint base I could get a lot more achieved. Like maybe go in with a paint base and then the glitter glue. I think I would have a lot more payoff. And again, it's just what you're willing to work for. I'm gonna go in with this shimmer right here. It's like a iridescent pink gold shift. Now these are very nice and sparkly. And if you're somebody that doesn't like a wham bam look, you might not have to work as hard as I do. I want to glow I want aliens to know that whenever I step out, you can see me between my eyeshadow and my highlighter. Like, the sparklier, the better for me. So that's not really doing much. So I'm gonna go on my finger. There we go. And I'm just patting it on. And again, like I said, it's a gorgeous palette. It's just something that I'm not really used to. I don't know that I would have put it in the small of a pan. I think that I would have took some of her regular shimmers, like this one right here, substitute for that blue, this one right here. I would have added 2 of these and then maybe 2 of the dual chrome ones. Because, like, let me show you the potential. There's so much potential in this palette. And that's just putting a little bit of that blue on top. I think it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up, do my makeup. Okay, guys, I'm back. So I've did my base. Went ahead and did my liner, and all I'm gonna do is my mascara and underneath my eye. So underneath my eye, I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of lightly go in with that green for the outside. Just like that. I'm not used to it. And then I'm gonna go in with that fluffy brush and just kind of buff all that out. I'm not really putting no more product on it. It's got a little bit of that gray, a little bit of that white, a little bit of that green, all up in this brush because I'm used to every color. And I'm gonna go over one more time the top, just to make sure everything's nicely well blended. I think I got eyeshadow in my eye. Feels like it. There we go. This is not a typical look for me. I did use my REM foundation. I wasn't going to use that foundation. That's why I didn't use the primer. And then I used my REM foundation, which I like it. It's okay. It's a little warmer than my tone right now. Like, it'd be a perfect summer shade for me. But I always mess up my foundations. So I did go in with the NYX more to glow because this is like one of my lightest shades that I have. And I kind of just went over top. Yeah, baby. I went over top of it just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. I used my Huda concealer. Go. Gorgeous palette. I'm not too crazy on the color story of it. But it is a gorgeous palette. I would like to go in and do like maybe a red smoky look. I think that would be a fun look. But again, those are swatches. Absolutely gorgeous mattes. The shimmers are more to work with. I do think they're like an iridescent. And I get the concept. I kind of see where she was going once I put it on my lids because they are very pretty on the lid. They actually look a lot better on the lid than on the swatches. And just some shades are like that. That's why you cannot go off based on just swatches. With the shimmers, yes, absolutely. It wasn't just application and done. Like, I kind of had to build it up a little bit. I do think next time I'll try an error just because every shade's different. Every brand's different. Every, you know, way to do stuff is different. Way the formula is different. I think this formula would be a good formula to lay on with a color base. Just so you get a little bit more pop if you're somebody like me and likes that pop. Now, if you're somebody that likes a light shimmer or, you know, just like a two-tone little contrast going on, it's gorgeous. You'll get that easy with just, you know, one applies and going like that because it has a very beautiful iridescent shade to it. Like, it's got multiple colors in it. It's got a beautiful shift to it. But I'm just somebody that really, I like a punch with my shades, especially my shimmers. Like, my shimmers have to have a punch. Have to. I can do a lot with mattes, but when it comes to my shimmers, I want it to be boom in your face. And that's just preference in itself is fault. It's just how I like it. Is it a little bit different than what I'm used to with this brand? Absolutely. This brand, I don't usually have to go in and work as hard as I did with the shimmers. And I just use a new lip from Charlotte Tilbury. This is Bitch Perfect. The Charlotte Tilbury liner Pillow Talk. And I'm going to go over with my Lawless Forget the Filler. Y'all, I am literally scraping the sides. This is my all-time favorite gloss slash plumper. I do have some more on the way. Goodness. I got like 3 for $27. There are 3 minis, but there are 3 of them. So, yeah. Would I recommend this palette? If you're like somebody that likes the shifty shades and you don't mind the extra work, go grab it up. Is it something that I think you'd be missing out on if you don't grab it? Not really. You can achieve this look. Maybe not like as shifty as these shades are, because I do think this is something new to this brand. There are a lot of shifty shades out there, so I mean, it's not something I don't think you can't achieve if you tried. But I think that for the price point, it's worth it to me. Stop. Now, if you are somebody that's not somebody wanting to work for your shades, then I would go in with something a little different. But again, remember, this is an affordable palette, so you get it what you're paying for. Come on. Because dual shifts and dual chromes and dual colors, they do cost more to make. So I do see why, as boom in your face, it is a little bit more you have to kind of work with, because they are different formula, they are different concept. And so, you know, I think with them going towards this direction, I'm pretty sure like they're going to ace it with their next palette if they put these shades back in there. I really think that they're going to come out with something that's just like boom, amazing, because all their palettes are. All their palettes are freaking amazing. I love every single one that I have. Every one of them brings something different to the table. And that's what I love about Nomad. And plus, they also give back to organizations. Their palettes stand for something for them. Whether just like making makeup to make makeup. Everything has a rhythm and a reason behind it for them. And I think it's like a gorgeous concept. Is it one that if you don't get, you're going to regret? I don't think so. I do think that if you're like a collector like I am, because I love collecting makeup, I love seeing a brand grow and improve, that maybe this would be one to grab so you can see the improvement growing. You know what I mean? Because this is such an icon on a shift that they're taking in their shimmers. And you can tell. You can tell by the pigments. You can tell by the formula. You can tell by the application that it is a different formula for them. And to kind of see them grow as a brand would be a good concept to have. Because you can be like, oh, I know when they started that, and pull this one out and have it like right there. Again, if you're not really a collector like I am, then it's not going to make too much for you. Too big of a difference if you have it or not. So I wouldn't run out and go get it just to go get it, because it's one that you have to have by no means. I don't see that. But it is one that I think that's going to be memorable for a lot of people, because of what they're coming out with some more changes. I could go ahead and I foresee this now. I foresee the next palette having a couple of different shade shifters in there. I foresee them, you know, maybe bringing in the other shimmers with a couple of these, and that way you kind of have a pick and choice of it. Kind of just like the Natasha Denona, the way she does her formula, her palettes, is she lays out different types of formulas in her palette. And I kind of see maybe Nomad hit that way. Now, if they do bring more in there, more shifty shades, more dual chromes, do go ahead and expect some change in price range, because it does cost more to have. It does cost more for them to, you know, keep up and everything. So, you know, if I see the prices kind of going up with Nomad, I know why. Like, I already know why. So that being said, I do appreciate each and every one of y'all staying around and just checking out my review on this palette, especially being it's been out for a little bit, and I'm pretty sure you've seen a couple reviews, or maybe you haven't. And this is the first time you're seeing this palette. So, like I said, I hope this helps anybody that it might help. Whether it's to save some dollar or go and grab it before it's gone. Whichever way you navigate to, just know that do it for yourself. Makeup is for yourself. Like, it's for you. You don't have to please nobody else in this world but yourself when you're doing your makeup. And that's the beauty of makeup. Makeup is such an art, such a unique concept. There's no wrong or right method to it, to the basics. And it's just whatever makes you feel beautiful, go with it. And that's all that matters at the end of the day when it comes to makeup. If you stop and look in a mirror and you feel gorgeous, then you did something right that day. Not saying that you have to have makeup to feel gorgeous, because you don't. But some of us, like myself, I feel more pretty in makeup. Like, it does give you a confident boost. Little demons in your head that sits there and tells you you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not skinny enough. It does push those down just a tad. Not a lot, but just a tad. And so that's why I love playing the makeup. I feel better about myself. I feel put together. I feel alive. I love the art. I love the concept of it. I love how unique it is. I love what a transformation it brings out of people. Yeah. And I will see y'all over my next video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go down below and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn that bell on. That way you get notified for any time I upload, because I do try to upload often. And go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. Or if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. That way I know not to do it again. I don't know unless you tell me. And, y'all, don't forget. Giveaway coming at 2K. We are so close, but so far away. 400, less than 400 away. As soon as I get to 2K and a little bit over 2K, so I know I'm sticking at 2K, we are doing a gift card giveaway, so everyone is welcome to enter. That is subscribed and watches my content. So, make sure you share me out. I do have 2 other platforms. I'm also on TikTok and also on Instagram. So, go check out both of those pages as well. I do all kinds of little stuff. I do bring some of my shorts over to YouTube. It don't really do much. It does help me get, spread out a little bit, because shorts are kind of a thing right now with YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all that. So, I try to bring it in to help grow my platform here. That's about the only reason I upload them. Because a lot of people like the shorts, and that's all they like is the shorts. Some people don't. So, I mean, it's all. So, I'll give you the best of both worlds. Yeah. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video.